Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, July the 15th. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly open and gap with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. And a friendly reminder, risk management. Never lose more on any one single trade than you are willing to lose. So, weekly, we can take a look here at the chart on the dashboard, and we see there's 3 New Zealand pairs that have not filled the gap, and they were all gapped down. Right now, we've got the pound 28 pips above the weekly open, about 1 pip off the high and 29 off the low. We're closing into that $1.30 mark that Walmal called out. We're putting in the opening range for the week. As you can see on the chart, we are well above the opening range for the month and the opening range for the year. In fact, we're making yearly highs as I speak. We are 276 or 277 above the yearly open, 690 above the low, and just 2 off that yearly high. We are way above all the inside bars for the daily, weekly, and monthly. And there's not much inside bar action according to the dashboard. Though, when we look at the range, we only have 2 pairs over 100 pips, that being the Euro New Zealand dollar and the Pound New Zealand dollar. And I just can't believe only 30 pips of range on the pound. This is it's kind of crazy.
Certainly is. And it's been odd though, because there's been a lot of days where it's only been 30 pip range on the day, and then price just seems to drift, and with no real clear momentum or direction, and it kind of drifts into the end of the day where a lot of days it closes with 60 pips, sometimes even as much as 70 pips, but it doesn't go there because it was determined to go there. It goes there because it kind of just drifts in that direction for a little bit. So it's kind of interesting. One other thing too is we had at least on my chart, we had a big opening gap of about 22 pips, and for the second time today, it's closed that mark. It's filled that gap twice today. So we're sitting here right now where there's a good chance that it could continue to go higher and hit that $1.30. If it's going to make it today, or if it's going to make it, today would be a day to make it, because we're so close to within right now, 12 pips of it. So it'd be so easy for it to do it. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. As far as the rat zone, range is too low, so no rat trading at the moment. Looking at the pivot trading plan, Bambino flex indicator said to go long. Bias near the pivot is long, and near R1 is short. R1 is sitting up at 1.3018. We're a little over 30 pips away at the moment. Looking at the missed pivots, you can see here the H4s have been hit for today. It looks like we do have a missed pivot today, though. We missed it by a pip, down at 129.60. So that gives us, so right now for the month of July, we have 4 missed daily pivots. For the week, we haven't hit the pivot down at 129.18, but we have taken out the monthly pivot. Wick zone, we just fell out of the upper wick zone. We broke out of it about, let's see, 4 hours ago, barely, and then came right back down through the other side. So we'll just have to see what happens with that wick zone. And still, the percentages, we're still closing outside that wick zone 70% of the time. And looking at the smart ranges, once again, we're only 30 right now. We have not broken out of the previous week's high or low. And just looking at the simple price action chart, we can see we went up near that wick zone or into it, and then we came back down. And so now if you're playing the M30 open, you would have been short at about 87, 88. You'd be up a couple of pips. Walmal, you're sitting out trading today?
Yeah, I didn't determine to go and do that, but just I didn't like what the market was doing. And but at the same time, this hour I could have made a lot of money. It looks like, but that's okay. When we first got on the call, I was about to go short, and if I would have done that, I would have been up like I don't know, could have gotten down with 3-4 pips probably. Where my entry would have been, where I was contemplating doing, I would have been right now. It would have been up 4.3 pips minus spread and commission, obviously, but still would have been a nice little trade to go and take. And then at the beginning of this hour, which was the beginning of the H4, that would have been a nice trade to go and take a directional trade on the H4 with a flip-flop box and an area where it's shown support before. And if I would have picked my perfect entry and my perfect exit, which I've never done in my life, could have picked up 12 pips. But, that's just part of trading. And, I don't like the way the market's moving. The other thing, too, is that I'm going to take a little bit of vacation time towards the end of the week. And so maybe it's I didn't take those trades because I've already put my brain at the beach, which I'm not at yet. So who knows? And, I think that's a good point for traders to take, especially myself. I'm talking to myself. But, on a lot of these videos, I'm talking to myself more than I'm talking to anybody else that may be listening. But, when your brain is like in that type of a mode, don't push things. Don't go and cause yourself aggravation and trouble because you made the decision, hey, this is a vacation week for me. And you start trying to work and trying to do vacation at the same time. And as Tiro will tell you, I usually bring my laptop, well, probably 99% of the time anyway, just to stay in tune with the market, sometimes to trade, sometimes not to trade. But I can't tell you the number of times when I've gone on vacation and got myself into a mess, and because I wasn't fully there and I was thinking about, I got to get this done, I got to get out of this trade, I got to get out of this trade, I got to get down, be with my family, and it's like, next thing you know, you start making rash decisions and silly decisions, and or you wind up wasting an entire day trading, and yeah, you may even make some money, but you only get a certain amount of time that you can spend with your family, a certain amount of time that you can go and have that downtime, and I wasted it on it as a work day, and it's like, no, don't do that. I don't have a problem now with going and bringing your laptop with you just so you can keep up so that when you come back the following week, you're not spending a week trying to get back into the swing of things because you don't know where things are. But at the same time, I'm talking to myself here again. Don't bring work on vacation. It doesn't work out well. Your partner won't like it. Your kids won't like it. Your friends, if you're going away with your friends, they won't like it. So that's just my 2 cents of I guess common sense. But as it has been said in the past, common sense is not too common anymore.
No. It really isn't.
But, you know, and of course we had another flip-flop box at the bottom here. You know, if I would have taken that trade, this is a trade I would have absolutely taken if I was trading today. Right now it would be up 3 pips. You know, this is a perfect flip-flop box for me. And the reason why is because we had a big candle down. We had a bunch of candles down. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles down with only one little bullish candle at the very top of the run down. And then you had a candle come in and it basically almost covered the entire big candle down. And big candle, we're talking only like 2 pips. Not talking like huge. But, you know, in modern 2024 movement of the pound dollar, that's a big candle. But, you know, almost covered that. And then we had and it created obviously a flip flop with a little bit of a support area at the 85 level from, you know, probably 10 minutes before. It's just a perfect place just to go and take a nice little long trade there. And like I said, could have picked up 3 pips, maybe 4 if you were lucky. And now, because we got up to, what was that? We got up to 91 even, it looks like. And so, you know, right now we're back to that point of being 12 pips away from that 1.3. You know, I think that number is history. You know, I may be wrong, but I think that number is history. You know, today it's going to be taken out, but I may be wrong. We'll have to go wait and see. It's certainly worth taking a risk to go and say, okay, where would my logical stop go? And that's a magnet to get to. So I would probably put my TP not at 1.3, but some like 1.29, 2998, something like that. Something, you know, right below it is what I'm trying to say, basically. You know, because a lot of times they'll get up there and it just doesn't quite make it. And then you can take money. And then, you know, then you look for a strong appearance above the 1.3, and then you put another long above it. After you've already taken your money off the table, you put another long above it, and you put your stop loss at 1.295. You know, and then you just you try to ride that sucker to the next level above it. But we'll see. And then I've talked about this in the past. I got a Fibonacci on my chart, and it's sitting right now at $1.31.40. That would be the next target if you're in it for the long runs. So, you know, if you get a strong closing above the $1.30, that would be my next target.
Yeah, to the upside, I think you almost have to look at the monthly chart. Let's see, a year ago in July, we had a high of 131.42.
Right.
So that could be a turnaround, or it could be a breakout.
Yeah, that's the same number. I'm just looking at it. I wasn't looking at it to get the exact number. But that's when I was saying the dollar, you know, the $1.31.40, you know, 40, 42. Yeah, it's, you know, and then obviously I wouldn't go in, if I was setting a TP up there, I wouldn't set my TP at 40 or 42. I'd set it somewhere like at 98, something like that. Again, for the same reason why I said take your money off the table at the $1.29.98. You know, because a lot of times it just gets close. It just doesn't quite make it. It just gets close.
And speaking, I was going to say, speaking of getting close, we're almost out of time.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my alarm just went off.
Yeah, once again, the fastest 15 minutes in trading's just about over. So, fellow traders, some days there's lots of trades to be had, and some days you just get to watch the grass grow and the paint dry. But always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.